All right, a little bit late. That's all right. We got here. And we're now live, I believe. All right, let's see how many people we got here. Change the title real quick. We'll get this party started. Tonight we're going to talk about Brian Dolan's back in the news. We're going to talk about that thing. Chloe Richards, media ignores. Deborah Dolan. And I also want to talk about Amber Guyger verdict because that's been in the news. All right? Let's do this. All right. What's up, Turtle Riders, and welcome to Uncle Turtle Boy's Late Night Garage Podcast. How does the sound? How's the sound going over there? Can you guys hear me all right? All right, so I just went ahead and shared this link to the Clarence Woods Emerson Facebook page, and you can go ahead and share that too, because a lot of people don't know about this yet. A lot of people aren't getting notifications. Hit that notification button anyway, and we will kind of keep spreading the word. Our YouTube channel is growing. It's great, but I'd like to get it bigger. Quite frankly, we need to get above Josh Abrams. I will not rest until we are above accountability for all, even though they got a huge head start on us. But I refuse to rest until we have surpassed Josh Abrams, because that's just sad that we are behind him. All right, so yeah, I think there's a notification bell somewhere you can link on there. Whatever. All right, so anything else I'm missing? Oh, the Turtle Boy Reddit page. I wanted to mention that real quick. Laura and a couple other Turtle Riders have taken it upon themselves to start a Reddit page, because you guys know what our issues with groups on Facebook. And that's an issue because we keep creating Facebook groups, and then there was a Turtle Boy apocalypse in which there was like a Turtle Boy massacre 2 weeks ago, which literally all of our Facebook pages and groups, anything that mentioned the word Turtle Boy in it, there's like 4 or 5 groups that I haven't even been in a long time. Some of them I didn't even know about some of these groups. They were all eliminated. So that could happen again. We don't know. So basically, Reddit it's one of the top 100 most trafficked websites in the world, and a lot of people are on it, obviously. We're not. Reddit actually hates Turtle Boy. Like, does not like Turtle Boy at all. And when I say Reddit, I mean people that are on it. Anytime I see, if you even search Turtle Boy on Reddit, it's just going to be a bunch of anti-Turtle Boy stuff that comes up, because they don't really hate it. They just, it's like become cool. It's like so many people have started to say, "Oh, Turtle Boy, that's stupid and terrible." Okay, and it's like enough people say that, right? For like our blogs or topics, whatever. You can you can write anything you want in there. All right, you could start a new topic. The mods just have to approve it, and it's basically a place for us to talk about Turtle Boy safely without worrying about Facebook taking us down. Obviously, There's not that many comments on it right now, but go on there. I'm going to put the link right now in the comments on the video. I'm going to enter it right there. And feel free to go ahead and subscribe to that. Even if you're not on Reddit yet, get on there. Telling you folks, we got to start thinking about alternative ways to spread the content in Reddit. Why not? It's one of the biggest websites in the world. Might as well be on there. All right. So, yeah, as you can see, you're not getting notifications. People are saying now it's going to happen. Whatever. All right. So let's talk about a couple things. First thing I want to talk about. And by the way, also this, feel free, guys, to donate to the Turtle Boy fundraiser that's in the links. I know I haven't talked about that in a while, but I am still being sued right now by 3 different groups of people, and other people are talking about suing me all the time. So I could greatly appreciate it. It raised like $3,000, which definitely helps. But every little bit helps, and so I greatly appreciate any and all that. But if we're going to continue to fight, particularly the Azadnia case, that's going to be an expensive case. So we're going to need your help with that. So I greatly appreciate anything you'd like to donate to that, or if you want to buy something in the Turtle Boy store, or just donate, whatever. It all goes to the same place. All right, so let's talk about the first thing on the agenda today, and that is, let's talk about the Amber Guyger thing first before we go anywhere too far. So you guys have been following this, I'm sure. It's been all over the news. I've been following it. I love murder mysteries like this. Not much of a mystery, but if you guys have been living in a hole, there is a cop in Dallas who last year around this time, she lived in an apartment complex, and she, I guess, lived on the 3rd floor of it. Well, she comes home one night after working a 14-hour shift. She goes upstairs. She parked on the wrong garage floor, and it was the 4th floor. So she walks down, and she goes to what she thinks is her apartment. And for some reason, which is still unexplained to me, the door was open, and it wasn't her apartment. And so she thinks she's being robbed. She sees someone sitting there in the dark. I don't know if he's standing or sitting or what. I don't know if she told him, don't move, right? I don't know what she told him. That's up for debate. I wasn't at the trial. I didn't hear all the evidence, but different versions of the story are coming out. And she shoots him, and he dies. And she doesn't apply proper CPR, which, quite frankly, is overrated. CPR only works like 2% of the time. He was going to die with or without proper medical attention. Like, she shot him right in the middle of the chest, right? Twice. So he wasn't going to live. It wasn't going to happen. And she immediately started being kind of concerned for herself, which looked bad, right? With the body cam video and stuff like that. When the cops got there, I think she was overheard saying, like, I'm going to lose my job or something like that. And to make it worse, she was distracted because she had been sexting her partner, who's also a cop, obviously, except he's married. So she's the chick. And I hate to say it, this is what cops are the most most infidelity-laden institution of any job out there. And that's just, cops know that too, right? I mean, there are so many affairs that happened in the community of law enforcement. I don't know why. It just happens a lot. All right, and so this chick's having an affair with a married man, and it doesn't go well, obviously, because she's so distracted by it that she ends up killing this poor guy. Right now, the guy's name is Botham Jean. It doesn't help that he's black. Okay, that's like we got white cop literally walking into. Oh, thank you, Eddie, very much. Literally walking into the apartment of a black man and just shooting him. He did nothing wrong. There's literally nothing he could have done to prevent his death from happening. Nothing, right? What are you going to do? You just sat there, right, and got shot. What do you... Imagine that was you. You're just sitting in your apartment. You're like, well, cop thinks this is her house. Guess I'm going to die now. It's the best way to put it, right? You're just going to die. Get shot. Now, did she do it on purpose? I can't imagine, guys, that she did it on purpose. I can't imagine. What are people saying? Drop it tonight? I want to read the comments. Okay? Look at it. If this is going to turn into a Josh thing, I don't give a shit. I'm turning this into a dictatorship. If you guys are going to talk Josh, I'm just going to ban you. This is not the fucking Josh channel. Get that through your thick heads. Right? If you want to come on here and troll me because you disagree with my opinions about Amber Guyger, let me have it. Let me all day. If you're going to come here and talk about Josh, I'm just banning you. Okay? Not having any. This isn't Josh's channel. He's got his own channel. Go jerk off over there. So, anyway. And like Bristol said, this is my night. You want to talk to her about that, Bristol? Go talk to her about that when she has her show. All right? Anyway. Anyway, so let's talk about this chick. Now, I see her on the stand, and she's crying, and I'm not gonna lie. I feel bad for her. I mean, I feel worse for him and his family, obviously, because he's dead. But I cannot imagine, under any circumstances, how this can be murder. She was convicted of murder today. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, to me, and a lot of people have explained this to me, that murder involves just intent, right? You just have to have intent. And her intent was to kill. She said that on the stand. I don't know why she took the stand. That was like the worst idea ever, it seems, because she seems like she was convicted on her own words. So she takes a stand, says she intended to kill him, and she could have handled it much differently. Like what she should have done with her training. She goes in there, you see somebody else, you just walk out, you leave, and you call for backup. You don't just go in there and start shooting, right? However, I would call her incompetent, right? And certainly shouldn't be a cop. But I just don't get how it's murder. And let's see, we put this for a poll vote on the blog today, and I'm curious to see how it turned out. How'd the vote turn out? Let's say did the vote, didn't do nothing. See what happens. Ah, okay. So we've got the appropriate punishment, a guilty verdict for murder. And 2.5% of you say didn't do nothing. So, but when I disagree. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I'm not that passionate about it. To me, a murderer, when you say somebody's a murderer is somebody who is so sick and twisted that they can like take a life and think very little of it, right? Like, the guy who killed his wife and 2 kids in Colorado or something like that. Or just anybody who just kills to make money or kills because they hate someone. To have that in you to intentionally kill someone puts you in a separate class. Like you can't be in a civilized society because this is what you're capable of and you see nothing wrong with it. Does anybody honestly believe that this chick is like literally like a murderer, like literally, like I guess she is a murderer. She's a convicted murderer now, but literally, like has so much hatred in her heart for this guy that she like wanted him to die. Like, does anybody think that? I can't imagine that. Like, and so I don't know. Maybe she does. What's the motive? What I want to know is what is the motivation? What's the motivation? Like, why would she want this guy to freaking die? Doesn't make any sense. Some people are saying, he was playing his music too loud. She's not going to kill him over his music playing too loud. Give me a break. So, I mean, people are saying they had history. I've heard that rumor. What history, though? That wasn't even brought up in trial. And I hate to say it, but, she was a white cop at the wrong time. She really was. This was like, a lot of people are saying that, this is justice. It's like, I don't think it is. I think it's revenge. I think this is like a lot of, and outside, the same usual lawyers are out there that are involved in all these cases, and they're saying, well, this is for Michael Brown, and this and that's like, that's what it comes. As soon as I heard this is for Michael Brown, I'm like, this is revenge. That's what this is. This is viewed as revenge. I'm not convinced that this is a murder. I think she should go to jail, certainly, and keep in mind, jail for cops is like 1 billion times worse than jail for anyone else. That has to be taken into advance. So, so Bristol says, I disagree. She went into some dude's house and shot him dead. I don't dispute that. I mean, those are the facts, right? She went into someone's house and shot him and killed him. But the question is, I'm like, and I want to hear from you guys. I'll start reading some comments. Do you think that that's the same thing as like legitimate murder where you intend on killing someone for a specific reason that benefits you. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that. Let's see. Apartment building with multiple floors that all look alike at the same place, off the elevator, out wrong floor, walking to your place and see an intruder, your arm, bang. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. I mean, she was irresponsible, right? She didn't follow her training, no doubt about that. But I can't I have a hard time calling her a murderer. She did kill someone, thus making her a murderer. So if I drive my car if I'm driving my car and I'm texting and driving and I kill someone, am I a murderer? I don't think you're a murderer. I think you're a piece of shit if you do that, and you should go to jail and pay the punishment. But I don't think you're a murderer if you do that. I don't even think I think people who get drunk and drive and kill people are killers, and I can't call them a murderer. I can't. I feel like a murder is a specific type of killing. That's what I'm saying. Right? What else are people saying? I mean, and that's another thing. She's way too hot for this shit. What is she doing? What? Can you sentence her to No, I'm just kidding. What else are people saying? No motivation. No, I'm more amazed they got her with murder, if anything. Okay. It's not going to get thrown because it's really hard to overturn a jury verdict. That's one thing. Really hard. How many years did you guys think she's going to do? What's she going to get for time for this? That's what I want to know. And think about how nervous you have to be going into court, right? You're out on bail for a year. I would just kill myself. Like, it would be like every day is one step closer to the trial. And like, imagine walking into that courthouse knowing that one of two things are going to happen here. Either I'm going to walk out of here a free part. 5 years? Do you think she's going to get more than 5 years, man? 15, 16 years? That's what I'm thinking. More like that. I'm going to say 15 to 20. 5 to 7. If she gets 5 to 7, man, they're going to freak. If she gets 5 to 7 years, they're going to treat this like she was not guilty. Because, believe me, they want blood. My laptop is picking up. Oh, oops. Anyway, what else are people saying? OJ and Casey Anthony got off. Well, you know, Casey Anthony got off because she's in Florida, and Florida's a joke state, it's not a real state. And OJ got off because he was black in Los Angeles at the right time. And the LAPD was white in Los Angeles at the same time. And he literally had the worst Mark Furman. He had the luck of having Mark Furman find the glove. I mean, that's why OJ got off. Her text message, though, yeah. So some of her text messages came out today, and I read them all. But it's like it's clearly a joke, right? Some of those things she was saying that, like, you know, just making off-color remarks about, you know, black people that they found. I mean, keep in mind, like, imagine all of your private, like, that's what I realized today. I'm like, man, all of his messages too. The guy she was cheating with, all of his text messages were read too. So he didn't do anything wrong, and now all of his messages are made public. Like that definitely opened my eyes today. Like, man, any text message I sent can be used against me if I like, you know, hook up with some chick who commits murder. Like like everything comes out about me. I had nothing to do with any of this, but it all comes out. So each screen is replaying you. What do texts have to do with the case? Exactly. Well, I think what they're trying to do, Courtney, is just add on to now it's the sentencing portion, and they're trying to make her look like a bad person, like she is a killer. Like she's shared some memes on Pinterest, stuff about Colin Kaepernick and like guns and stuff like that. It was nothing like too. I mean, that's one thing. Another thing, cops got to stay off social media. Just stay off, man. Unless you're using a fake name, it ain't worth it. Cops, teachers, just stay off. I mean, I hate to say it. So my echo. Okay, so let me change the setting real quick. Hold on. People are saying there's an echo. about now? Is there an echo now? Hopefully that fixes it. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, anyway, the text message will just anger the people. And that's all they're trying to do is they're just, keep in mind, this jury has 2 white people on it, man. 2 white people. So, I do feel like she killed the wrong person in the wrong place at the wrong time. But she's got to pay the price. I'm seeing all this venom towards her. And obviously, it's just like, I don't know, anyone can hate somebody that much that like didn't truly intend on killing another person. You know what I mean? Am I not loud enough? Like she didn't mean to do it. So I just don't understand how people can hate someone that much. It seems like they're really looking for a head. They're looking for a trophy, and they got one. A lot of this was revenge. So whatever. It is what it is. All right. Let's talk about the next thing, and that is the old Brian Dolan thing. All right. And we covered this story about 4 months ago when it happened. It's a terrible story. Little girl, 13-year-old girl, dies after getting dropped off at a hospital in Lawrence by some creep named Carlos Mago Rivera. And Mago Rivera is a well-known douchebag around Lawrence who preys on young girls, feeds them drugs and alcohol, and when she was dropped off dead at the hospital, she had missed 2 days of school. Her parents, her mother and her stepfather, couldn't be bothered to call the police or anything. And, the guy's sharing memes about the Bruins the next day. They just didn't seem to care. Then went towards this poor girl. He is mentally abusive, physically abusive. She's got 2 older brothers that are both alleging abuse, that he's a monster. They hate the mother, and all this shit. Well, the mother, of course, goes on the news this week. So now Mago Rivera is facing trial. And keep in mind, these people could not be bothered to call the police. Now watch this.
Chloe was well loved.
I forgot the computer mic wasn't on there, so hopefully you guys heard that. But saying that Chloe was well loved, all this shit. It's like, yeah, not by you. The problem is she wasn't well loved. She wasn't well loved. And you were her mother, and she was so scared of the guy that you brought into the home. So scared of him that she ran off to be with Mago Rivera. Right? Mago Rivera. That's how terrible and awful your home was, and how the lack of love that existed inside your home, right? So this woman is given this platform on WCV. We made all of this known months ago, right? We made all this known. We had on our show Brian Dolan come on, right? First of all, just read some of these things she writes on her dead daughter's Facebook page, talking to other kids. Fuck off, you piece of shit heroin addict. You never saw the truth, you poor white psycho bitch. She was at a friend's house, safe. You don't know the facts. Keep your cunt mouth shut. Like, what the hell? This woman's an animal. Like, the things that were being alleged, go back and read it. It's wild. Then we have Brian Dolan come on the show with Brett and I. He's like the only guy that's ever left Brett speechless. He comes on here. He wishes death upon my children. He asked me if my 4-year-old daughter is hot. He says his own daughter is hot. He actually said that about the dead girl, right? He refuses to answer and laughs every time we ask if he sexually assaulted her, right? He told me he was going to shit down my throat, right? Calls me a faggot a bunch of times because I like the Red Sox and the Bruins. He says, baseball's a pussy sport, you little faggot, okay? Hockey's a man sport like him. I mean, he's just an animal. I swear to God, go back. It's the best episode we ever had. Now, I make this all available. I called the Amesbury police. I called the state police in Andover, right? I've contacted the media about this, They all know. Nobody's done shit. Nobody. And this is why kids die in this state. This is why kids die. Because, I don't want to shit on the police. I don't know what they've done behind the scenes. But I'll tell you one thing. These people should be investigated thoroughly. They're not victims here. They're the reason she's dead. The Carlos Mago Riveras of the world will always be out there. It is up to parents to protect their children from them by creating loving home environments that kids don't want to run away from. They failed to do that. Even worse than that, they failed to even bother calling the police. That's criminal. Criminal. And instead of being ostracized by society as they should be, they're being treated like victims. Victims, right? They're on the news saying, oh, I'm going to stand tall for her. Shut the fuck up. You are a dirtbag. You are the lowest of the low. And the media just sits there. It's like, what do you have to say? How much do you miss your daughter on a scale from 1 to 10? Please tell us. Oh, shut up. I mean, this is where the media is a joke, guys. Yet another example of why if you're not getting your news from Turtle Boy, then you're not getting the news, period. People can say, oh, you're mean, you this and that. Yeah, we are sometimes. You should be mean to people like Brian Dolan. They're human garbage. They shouldn't be treated like they're victims, right? They should be called out for being the animals that they are. That's what I think of them. So I think that's absolutely wild that this is going on and these people still get to play the victims. It's completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. All right, you guys have any thoughts on any of this stuff? Let me read some questions. By the way, did you guys read that most recent blog? Me and Brett will talk about this later, I'm sure, on the live show, but we just got to watch. You got to watch this video if you haven't seen it already. It's the wildest shit I've ever seen in my life. I can't stop. It's too good, guys. It's too good. So there's this lady in Belmont who, and that's like a affluent liberal community. Mitt Romney's actually from there. Not from there. He lived there when he was a former governor of Massachusetts. But there's this lady, and she's driving a Subaru, of course, and she claims to be a lesbian, but she's married to a dude, basically, a transgender woman who is a professor at Harvard, of course, and a poet. And so, of course, they're activists. I mean, first of all, think about that. She's married. So she has a vagina. He has a dick. They're married. So when they have sex, it's literally, penis and vagina sex, right? Traditional dude on chick sex, right? But yet she gets to say that she's part of the LGBT community. It's like, no, you like dick, right? You're not. Lesbians, by definition, do not like dick, right? I mean, so how are you going to say you're a lesbian? It doesn't make any sense at all. You're just a heterosexual couple. So she got a bunch of stickers on her car, obviously, her Subaru. And, it's like all this, Elizabeth Warren, Hillary Clinton, all that stuff, the traditional bumper stickers you'd expect to see. And I just realized that the volume, I got to turn the new speaker on if I'm going to play this sound video. Hold on one sec. It might be a little echoey, one sec, but switch that on. All right, let me try it now. So there's a guy who sees there's some National Grid guy, and either he was just targeting this woman or he drives around all day and just was like looking for. He just saw this woman and it pissed him off. Because this is what happens. Let's watch. It's amazing. This video is freaking amazing. Hold on.
What's your name, sir, and why are you doing this? Excuse me? What's your name, sir, and why are you doing this? I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Are you, like, drunk or something? No. Because you're acting like... No, I just ate all your shit on your car.
Oh, look at that face. Look at that face. Oh my goodness. Look at that guy's face. Are you drunk? He says, sir, what's the matter with you? What are you doing? I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I don't know. What does he say? And then she's like, then he just comes clean. He's like, actually, I do. I just freaking hate you. Like, I hate everything about you. It's so honest, though, isn't it? It's just like, that's the way I feel sometimes when I see some of these cars. I'm like, I don't even know you. I know everything about you. I don't know you personally, but I know everything about you. And, like, I really hate you. Like, I hate what you stand for. Put it that way. Maybe not you. It's like, I just hate everything on your car. And then he's got this huge smile and the Trump hat. He's so wasted. He looks like his name should be Sully. He's been working at National Grid apparently for 37 years. And I think it's going to end at 37 years after this because watch this.
Really pleasant. Great. Yeah. Why don't you redo it? Call the police. Let's also call National Grid so that we can make sure this Thanks. So this guy from National Grid is here blasting some conservative talk radio station because he dislikes my bumper stickers. This guy's sitting in front of our house blasting Trump talk radio and talking about how great Trump he is.
First of all, he never mentioned
because he doesn't like the bumper stickers on my car. So he thinks it's okay to disrupt an entire neighborhood over this. And he's like doing it.
It's true. It's true. Think of the madness of this. The madness of this all. This guy gets sloshed. And he's like, middle of the day. Working. He's in his company van. And he's like, he sees a car. And he doesn't like the bumper stickers on it. So he just sits behind it. And starts, like, a lot of people just blast music. No, this motherfucker blasts Rush Limbaugh. Rush freaking Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh. And then he starts honking his horn like, fuck your car. Oh, fuck you, Pocahontas. Hillary for prison. Lock her up. He just stood there. The madness of this all. The madness. It's amazing. He doesn't even know this woman. And he's on the clock. He's on the clock. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen. He keeps going.
In a National Grid vehicle. He is on the job. Which is ridiculous.
He's yelling shit. Rah, rah, rah.
Go on. And go to your job. What's your problem? Go someplace else.
Watch this. I don't know
You're the one who's stopping in front of somebody's house because you dislike their bumper stickers. I mean, I don't go in front of any Trump person's house and scream and blast like Rachel Maddow first thing in the morning.
You mean mad cow? So, am I alone in this world? Is this not the funniest shit you guys have ever seen? This whole scenario is priceless. It is absolutely priceless. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. The story of Sully, right? He's just so drunk. Trump talk radio, guys. Unbelievable. Like that friggin' wasted in the middle of the day. Just targets this woman. He's like, mad cow? You mean mad cow? Oh, boom, roasted. You got him. You got him. Oh my God. It's funny. I mean, I don't care. And you can clearly tell in this woman's voice, like, she doesn't even care that much either, right? Like, she's not like freaking out. Like, she understands the humor in this. Like, this whole situation's hilarious.
Seriously disturbed, sir. You're seriously disturbed. No, because you know what? You're on the opposite side of the complete. Well,
you're on the opposite side of the complete universe of the country. I don't even know what that means, but I'm sure it made sense to him.
It's just so absurd.
It's absurd.
It's
absurd. I mean, what? Bravo, sir. What the hell was that? So, obviously he's got to lose his job From this, I mean he's literally driving around in a company van drunk. I mean, that's grounds for dismissal in and of itself. He targeted a private citizen because of the bumper sticker she's wearing and used his company car to create a disturbance because quote unquote, I just fucking hate everything on your car. I just hate you. Nothing personal. So I'll turn the echo off again. Sorry. It's nothing personal. It's just I hate everything about you.
No offense. No. It is what it is. So yeah. Sorry about that echo. I apologize. Yeah, you're not going to get notifications from YouTube. You guys really got to hit that red button. Just understand we'll be here every 9:30 on Tuesday and Thursday and 9 o'clock on Saturdays. Bristol will have her show, I believe, Fridays or Sundays. And I'm not sure if it's like a solidified time slot yet. But anyway, if you guys have any questions now, I just thought that made my day, man. That just made my freaking day. All right, I'll take any questions you guys have now. Anything you guys want to ask me. It is a problem for impromptu lives, Casey. That's a great point. But it is, you know how YouTube does. You know they like to hide us. Can we talk about Josh tonight? No. Who did the awesome video yesterday? We did a video yesterday? What Facebook page is the best one to use? I can never seem to find all the stories on one page. I would say the Clarence Woods Emerson page usually, or the Turtle Boy Sports Forever page. I think that's got everything, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, a lot. I mean, Crowder, they're doing the same thing to him. Crowder's done a bunch of videos lately about showing about the search bias that's going on with him. They're manipulating elections, guys. It's election season. They're going to hide anything that doesn't go along with the liberal status quo. It is what it is, right? Can you tell for sure that it was drugs there were handed? I'm not sure what you're speaking of there. Oh, okay. I'm out. No, Josh. Yes, please leave. Thank you. Thank God. Nobody wants you here. If you're one of those people who's just here for Josh Abrams, oh, man, I couldn't be happier if you leave. Oh, and thank you to whoever just donated. I appreciate that. Was that? I can't see there, but thank you very much. And yeah, like if you're here for Josh, you're not here for Turtle Boy, and you can't get out of here fast enough. Like nobody will miss you. Goodbye. There have been some serious audio-visual improvements. Oh, thank you, Christy. I appreciate that. What else are people saying? Yeah, Josh is boring. That's a great point, Ma. Anything new on the failure Swift case? No, just every once in a while, the ACLU emails me that saying, words I don't really understand, remand, stuff like that. Where it's like just they'll let me know when the first court date is. She's got an attorney wasting all of Metro's money. You know how it is. MDID to prescribe drugs. Oof, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I almost forgot about him. Way to push the TB app, Unk. Did I push it? I don't remember. Yeah, definitely get the app if you don't have it already. Opinion on the hit on Josh Allen. I think it was a standard football hit. They're going to call that in this day and age, but I think the refs made the appropriate call. I think, as usual, Bills Mafia is just being cunty because that's just what they do. I really wish. I can't wait to go back to Buffalo, the guys. I need to make my. Can you believe it's almost been 5 years since the infamous Turtle Boy trip to Buffalo? I need to make my return appearance there, I think. Yeah, so I think it's a good thing to take. I mean, these Vontaze perfect hits, they got to go. I mean, you can't have people taking out the star players like that. It's bad for the sport. So I think that's a good thing. Zuck thinks Warren is like the Joker killing the Riddler. I know, it is. It's like you don't even know who to root for in that one. You wish they would just both go away. Do I miss football glorifying the big hits? Yeah, I mean, remember Chris Berman's old thing, Jacked Up? That was great shit. And Tom Jackson and Chris Berman used to do that? That was a great segment. But, I mean, a good thing about today's NFL is that, like, unless you're a stupid quarterback that runs around the league until he's 40, wouldn't that be a good thing for football? And so I think that's a good thing if the type of rules you're creating protect the stars. You want the stars to stay in, right? Running backs, who cares? They're a dime a dozen. They're going to get hurt anyway. But quarterbacks, you got to protect. Any story on the lady who bailed out the Uber Monday? I'm not familiar. Thank you, Brittany, by the way. Appreciate that. To it right on the website. Any other questions? Would you rather have Stephon Diggs or Trent Williams? Isn't Trent Williams a lineman? Well, I would say the Patriots could definitely, after the last game, use an extra receiver. Sure, why not? It's always good to have extra receivers. So I would take Stephon Diggs. How does YouTube take for super chats? I think they take 30%. 30%. Stay out of Buffalo. You're asking for it. I mean, it's been so long. I feel like, Josh, whoever that wrote that article about me, what was his name? James Guyger. Nobody gives a shit about him anymore. Nobody would even remember me up there. I'll be back, believe me. How far back do Turtle Boy archives go? They go back until the blog was created. So that would be like the beginning of 2014, I want to say. The Buffalo blog I did was deleted. If you read the book, you can see why. Like I deleted a lot of shit in a panic when when the school found out that I was Turtle Boy. I freaked out and I started deleting evidence. I deleted all blogs that could have possibly tied back to me, and the Buffalo one was one of them. I deleted it. Rather have Diggs or A.J. Green? No question. I'd rather have Stephon Diggs because A.J. Green's like 31 and broken. I mean, A.J. Green might never play again. He'll certainly never be the same. How's my fantasy team doing, Unc? 2-2 right now. Could be better. I have the most points in the whole league, and I'm 2-2, so that says it all right there. I'll tell you one thing I'm nasty at is pick 'em. Let me watch this. You guys want to see something? Check this out. So I'm in this pick 'em, spread 'em league, we call them. And I don't spend any time researching football, like none. All I do is I just look at America's picks, and if it's 60% or over of picking one team, I pick the other team because I figure there's like 12 teams in this league, right? And the only way to win is you got to pick the opposite of everyone else, right? And hope they win, and then you get big. So there's my team. My team name is Leah Genduso's Abortion. Can you guys see that? That's the name of my team, Leah Genduso's Abortion. And as you can see, I have 39 wins, and that would be what? How many losses? Like there have been 16, 32, 64, 63. So that would be 39 and I think like 22 or something like that. Like this weekend, I went 12-3. You know how hard that is to go 12-3? And it's 100% luck. I put no time into anything. And all these other idiots on here, they research, they like do their shit. They go through it all, and I literally, like, 5 minutes before kickoff, I'm like, okay, 70% of America's picking the Patriots. I'm going with the Bills, okay? All these people are picking the freaking Dolphins. I'm taking the Chargers. Like, I just went down and I just picked the opposite of what everyone else picks. And it works out perfect. I win this every single year. Leah Genduso's abortion is unstoppable in Pick'em. Unstoppable. So I'm way more into Pick'em right now than I am into fantasy. I do FanDuel, but I don't do fantasy. I mean, I have one fantasy football team. I don't really give a shit about that much. Hey, I taught school. What did you teach? I taught United States history, 11th grade. Can we do Turtle Boy MVP? In addition to Ratchet Madness, I am writing another book right now. It's going to be available for Christmas. It's called the Turtle Boy Naughty List. I used to do it my first 2 years doing Turtle Boy. I wrote a little book, throw it together, and make it at Staples. But now I can do it on Amazon. It's a lot easier. And it's just going to be the 100 naughtiest people in Turtle Boy, a recap of them from the entire 2019. They call it the Turtle Boy Naughty List, and it's going to be a good list this year. I'll tell you one thing, people, all you Josh people, you can bet you Josh Abrams is going to be on Turtle Boy's Naughty List here. That's pretty much a guarantee. Do I think Notre Dame is legit? No, I don't. I mean, I'm a huge Notre Dame fan, and I'll never think Notre Dame is legit because I've seen what they do when they get to the big games. They get cream pied. So I'm done. I've lost hope in them. Like, it's nice, but there's a monopoly in college football on talent, and it's all in the SEC in Clemson. That's it. Yes, I will make the first few pages blank. I will make sure I do that this time around. Any other questions you guys have? Sorry I missed some of the questions you guys might ask. Let me go back through these, see if there's any more that I missed. Where's Owen Donaldson? I don't even remember who that is, to be honest. How did the thing in Buffalo go from being about a fan to being one of my... Good question. I mean, I would recommend reading the book Maslow's Wife, but in a nutshell, basically, I went up there, we won. They hate the Patriots there. I was obnoxious. We're not pleasant to be around during these games. We're rabid Patriots fans. And we let you know it, too. And so we come home and I write a blog about them, making fun of their fans and, what we do. It goes viral up there. They don't like it. The guy finds out who I am. But he knows, there's nothing, I'm writing a blog, right? What have I done wrong, right? So the only way to make it salacious is just make up a bunch of shit, and that's what he did. And that's all been debunked by now, and anytime somebody brings it up, I offer them the opportunity to show me evidence that it actually happened, and they never can because it's made up. What do you think of the Rhode Island schools canceling field trips if the school can't pay for all the students going? I don't know much about it, but it sounds terrible. All right, any more questions you guys have? All right, I'll give you guys, I know it's on a little delay, give you 30 seconds if you have any more questions, and we'll call it a night. I really enjoy spending time with you guys, though. It's nice. What's Bristol's cup size? You'd have to ask her. What's the PayPal link so people don't give 30% to YouTube? So there's a PayPal link, guys, right here. This fundraiser goes every penny you donate goes to our PayPal, but it's like a fundraiser so you can see how much money we've raised on it too. So that's the easiest way. That's correct. I've thought about urging people to just donate to the fundraiser instead of paying on YouTube, but I've kind of calculated the math, and I feel like the likelihood of, them going back and, hitting you'd have to have 70% of the people that donate on here go back and don't. I don't think it would happen. So I think we're better off if we take donations from both ways. But I like the way you're thinking. I definitely prefer it. Not going to lie. The link is at the top. Oh, you like the bracket name? I mean, that's the best thing I could come up with. There's a couple state cops in there, too, so that's why I had to throw it in there. I'm smoking them all, though, guys. Leah Genduso's abortion is going straight to the top of the Pick'em League this year. You guys saw how much I was winning by? It's like crazy. I'm like 7 games up. We're 4 weeks into the season. I'm murdering the entire league. And I did the same thing last year. I led the entire season. And then in week 17, guys, I went 2-14. You understand how hard that is? 2-14. And I went from first place to like 7th in 1 week. However, we do have in the league a prize called Moron of the Year. And whoever has the single week with the least amount of wins gets their money back. And that was me. I went from champion to Moron of the Year. So at least I got to play for free. So that was nice. But 2-14, you understand how hard it is to go 2-14 in anything? That's insane. Like, these are all virtually a coin flip anyway. Oi, where's the banner? I'm lazy. I haven't put it back up yet. Someone post a link in the comments and you pin it. Isn't it? I don't get. Oh, so it goes to the top? Is that how it works? Oh, oops. All right, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Eddie Ellison. Oh, yeah. I beat Eddie Ellison. He's in our fantasy league now, too. I smoked him 1 week. I had the high score. So now he's 0-4. He's up to a rough start. Anyway, we're going to call it a night, folks. It's been real. And we will see you all on Thursday for the next episode of Live. All right? Peace, Total Riders.